Hello everybody, welcome back to our Summer Explorers Camp 2020. For this video, we're going to be talking about folding fans, and we're going to be making these really cool little folding hand fans with the plum blossoms on them. Before we get to start making our craft, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of fans and what they were used for, what they symbolized, where they came from, different things like that. Also, before we get started, I do want to address a typo that we had in our Summer Explorers Camp packet. So if you purchase a packet and you're looking at it right now, you'll probably notice it says cherry blossom fans instead of plum blossom fans. I just want to let y'all know that that was a mistake on our part. We had a little typo. They are supposed to say plum blossom fans instead of cherry blossoms, because cherry blossoms are actually found in Japan, whereas plum blossoms are found in China. So this has been like a whole learning experience for us. But like I said, there is a difference, and we will actually talk about that in a later video today. So now that that's out of the way, we can get started talking about plum blossom folding fans. So a little bit about the history of hand fans. They actually date back to ancient China, so they've been in use for a very long time. And they were originally used to symbolize the status and the power of whoever the person was using it. So they weren't necessarily used just to keep you cool. They were more used to show how important the person was that was actually using the fan. Actual fan making did not start until the Western Han Dynasty. So they started actually physically building these fans, putting them together and making them as a part of their culture. And they would usually decorate these fans with different calligraphy, which is just another name for a fancy kind of writing, and also with different pictures, just making them really pretty and into kind of an art form. But at this point, they're still being used to symbolize, important people. So the actual folding fan, like what we're making today, so it'll be one that folds out like this, did not appear until between the Tang and the Ming Dynasty. And so then this would later lead into them gaining lots of popularity, so becoming more and more just used among the average person during the Ming Dynasty. And they were actually mostly used by people who would study literature, and then different government officials that would exist during the Ming Dynasty. These fans became popular with poems of different they would have poems and different paintings on them to serve as different artistic symbols and to symbolize social status again, so showing how important people were. And they were also a traditional symbol of elegance and knowledge, which makes sense because it would have been the people who were studying books, the people who were reading a lot, and so that would be associated with knowledge. Traditionally, fans have been considered more of an art form than an actual tool, which we've been talking about. And there are also several different types as they've evolved through the years. So you get your folding fans, which are the ones we're making today, and they were traditionally made out of paper or out of satin. You would have a feather fan, which sounds exactly like what it is. It was made out of a feather. And then you would also have your silk fans, which were also called round silk fans. And so they're known for having a little handle and a full moon shape of fabric or silk. That would be a circle shape. So now that we know a little bit more about hand fans, we can get started making our own. So we will get started. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is to take our piece of paper, our blank piece of paper. This is just a regular sheet of colored construction paper. And what we're going to do is start folding it accordion style. So what that means is you take one end of it and just kind of fold it up like this, crease it really good, and then you're going to flip it over and just keep folding it all the way to the end. I'm sure a lot of you already know how to do this and have done it before. I know I definitely have many, many times. So you're gonna keep folding all the way until you get to the very end. Yeah, So you can see, got lots of different ridges in there. Just make it look nice and fan-like. So we're gonna make sure that we crease it really well so that those creases stay put on both sides. So once you are done with that, you're gonna wanna spread your paper back out and you're gonna wanna make it flat. So just like that. So then once it is flat, we're gonna take our pencil, which I guess I probably could have showed you guys the materials that I used before, but we'll just go with it as we go along. So we've got our construction paper and our pencil, and we're gonna start drawing little, just kind of little blossom stems. So you can just draw squiggly lines, you can draw straight lines, and just, you know, get creative. Draw them on each little ridge of your fan. You can make them as big or as small as you want. Just, you know, really make it your own. Draw all up and down, all the way to the end. Okay, so now this is the fun part where you're gonna get to do a little finger painting, literally. So now you've got your red paint, which if you received a packet, should have been included in your packet. If not, you can probably purchase one, a little bottle, just real easily at Walmart or Dollar Tree, wherever you'd like to shop. So when you're making your plum blossoms, you just want to dip one little finger into your paint. You don't want a whole lot, just enough to make like a nice little glob on your blossom stems. So, and you just want to do that over all of the ones that you have. And you can experiment using different fingers, so you can like use your thumb if you want to. Or you can just keep using your middle finger or your second finger, whichever one works for you. And you just want to make lots of little plum blossoms, get really decorative with it. And like I said, this is the part where you can really get creative and, you know, just kind of make it your own. So once you're satisfied with the way that your blossoms look, you're gonna let it dry. And this is really important because the next time we mess with our fan, we're gonna be folding it back up. And so we don't want paint to get everywhere. So I'm gonna set this one to the side because I already have one here that I did before that is nice and dry, and so it's ready to be refolded. So you can see, as I said, all my blossoms are dry. So I'm just gonna refold the paper the way I folded it before. And this is why we creased it so good the first time, is because that would make it a lot easier to work with the second time. So now that our fan is folded up, and you can see it right here, you can spread it out, we're gonna take the very end of it and we're just gonna fold it over like so. So you're just gonna fold it on the end, and this is gonna be the handle for your fan. So then you're gonna take a small piece of tape. Doesn't have to be very big, just literally probably like an inch or so. And then you're just gonna tape it right here. And so that is gonna hold it together. And once again, you can spread it out, make it look nice. But yeah, that'll hold it together for trying to fan yourself, or, you know, just show it as an art symbol. So that is all that I have on this particular craft for you guys. So we will be making more videos to post this afternoon. And you guys make sure that you use our hashtag. It's hashtag MOTRR Summer Explorers 2020. And for people who share that projects of them, pictures of them doing these projects on Facebook, or any other social media account, and we see it, we're gonna put your name in a drawing to win, potentially win a $20 museum store gift certificate. So make sure that you're using that, showing us what you're doing. We love to see that kind of stuff, and we're super excited for you guys to see the rest of our camp videos. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon.